Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Atlanta Dreamin' Pod. This is Joshua Welch, ENFP_hoops. I'm with Amber as always, found at Twitter at @AmbyWrites. And we're going to discuss some Athletes Unlimited today, go over players we're looking forward to. Obviously, Alicia and Naz are finishing 1 and 2. We don't know which order, but we know for a fact that that's going to happen. And also, just before we get into that, just want to give a huge shout out to Lakia Bailey for making our logo.
Yes.
It looks really crisp. I did give her a lot of direction and what I wanted and everything because I am not artistic in that way, and she just knocked it out of the park. And
She did.
and she has some different color variations, and I'm excited to share those like throughout the year and everything. So yeah, just love it.
I love it too. I was like, yes. When he showed it to me, I was like, that's it. That's what we
It
need right
is.
there.
So,
Yes. Awesome.
yes.
Thanks, Lakia.
Yeah, so thankful. But yeah. So let's start with players, and then I want to go over the rules. Like, just I only saw parts of it last season, so there's definitely some rules I was like, wow, like there's a lot of ways to score points and everything. So that'll be fun to go over, and I'll post a link on Twitter to this as well, and then in our comments as well. But let's start with you. Like, outside of the two dream players that are in this, who are some players that you're looking forward to? And actually, let's start with the dream players. If both of them were going to be drafted by one captain, which one would you pick?
Ooh.
And just a
That's a
refresher
very
for
good
everybody,
question.
the captains are Natasha Cloud, Dejanay Carrington, Courtney Williams, and Odyssey Sims.
Yo, really? Let's see. Out of those four, you're actually gonna laugh at me, but I will say Natasha.
Okay. So what's your reasoning? I know it's like she's not your
She's not
favorite
my
player by any means, but
yeah, but I will say she's a decent playmaker.
definitely.
She's a decent playmaker, and I mean, with that, that defense and all that, I would love to see because it's gonna be high energy on her team, like no matter what. So
Yes, can definitely count on that. Yes.
exactly, and I mean, hey, I had to throw a bone. Like that would be like really dope to watch. I'm not even going. I ain't gonna hold you on that one. That would actually be nice to watch.
So knocking some players out for me, like Carrington, I feel like would play similar position to Alicia. I don't know, like I feel like that wouldn't be a good fit. Court, like the same type of thing and everything. So it really comes
Exactly.
down to Odyssey or Natasha. I'm gonna go Odyssey. Like, just I liked her in 2021 with the Dream. I didn't have any gripes with her. Like,
Me either. I
I
never
she would
have
have
gripes
wanted
with
to have
her.
a better season, but overall, like, I thought she was a great mentor for Ari. Was always like building her up, and yeah,
Was.
just just had like a contagious smile. Like, she came into work every day. So yeah, and she's not someone that has like a training camp spot yet.
Which
So
is
just being able,
crazy.
it really is. And
Like, come on, y'all.
yeah, I'm gonna hold off of pulling other point guards I want to talk about,
I
but
feel you.
I just want Odyssey to succeed, and the best way to succeed is again to get the top two people that are going to be in contention at the end and everything. So get Alicia, get
Of
Nas.
course. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I just think it would be a good fit. So, but jumping to point guards really quick,
Mm-hmm.
two players that have a spot on a team right now as far as training camps are on the same team, aren't on the roster yet, and I have a feeling both of them aren't going to make it. So I see it as a little bit of training camp starting right now, and you know who I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about Jordan Canada and Laisha Clarendon, and yeah, they're both players I really like, and I'm honestly a little sad that they're both on training camp contracts to begin with,
Me too. Cause
and
I
that they both
really
chose the same team. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
yeah. I really, really like Laisha. I've been a fan for a while. I think that they are a great leader, but yeah, that's gonna be a little. I don't think it's necessarily gonna be like chippy or anything between the two of them because I feel
Oh no,
like
they're both like
yeah,
class
they're
acts. Yeah,
real
I don't see
cool.
that
Yeah,
either.
they're
Yeah.
real cool people. So I feel like it's gonna be very interesting to watch. Maybe they work together. You know,
Yeah. I'm just really
might
curious to see that how that goes out. And
yeah.
Lay had that incredible season with Minnesota. Like after they were really struggling, they brought them
Mhm.
aboard, did incredible in 2021, like just turned
Mhm.
around their season completely. And then we don't know what happened in 2022. Like, was it an injury? We never found out. And then all of a sudden they're on a training camp contract, which just stinks. And then Jordan Canada, like, say what you want about her shooting, and it would be valid. Like, it has not come together as much as we would like.
Mhm. Unfortunately, because I really do like her, but yeah,
But the
it's just.
playmaking is there, like in the
Mhm.
right situation. Like
Yeah.
I thought there could have been something. Like I,
Mhm.
I understand Lay not going back to Minnesota,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I really thought like Jordan Canada was going to go somewhere like that, or maybe make a return to Seattle where she was liked
Yeah.
over there. It seemed like I'm just a
Mhm.
little surprised. Like I know like Canada is from the area, obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just think it's going to be really interesting who is going
Yeah.
to be behind Jasmine Thomas in that point
Mhm.
guard position, because I just don't see any way they carry all three.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a really tough decision to make. I wouldn't want to make it honestly. I don't know what it's gonna come down to, but I'm gonna hate it either way. As much as I like to get on Jordan's case because of her shooting, I really do. I love to get on her case, but she is
Yeah,
a solid player. So I don't know. It's gonna be a little tough.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Mhm.
But moving on, like, who else are you looking forward to? Like, there's a lot of WNBAers that are in this, like, more than last season, that are, like,
Mhm.
firmly on a team, like some All Stars. Like, what are some players that you're excited to see that you haven't been able to see since the WNBA season if you haven't been able to tune in overseas?
One player that I want to see that I don't think got a fair shot. Well, I'm not gonna say they didn't get a fair shot, but I don't
Okay.
think she got enough. I don't think she bounced back well from her injury in LA. But Jasmine Walker, I think she already got waived by Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love
Isn't
to see her show out in AU. I would love it.
Me too. And I'm a little curious because, like, I thought I heard injury reports on her. So is she healthy as far as you know, like, for
As
this
far as I
season?
know, because she had like a ACL back
Hmm.
in 21, like 2 games into the season, and then she missed the rest of the 21, 22. She came back and she wasn't really like she wasn't playing particularly well. So I don't know exactly what was happening with that. And she also was a Fisher pickup, and they traded her. So and now that she's waived again, is like, but
By the way, this is the first time I've heard you call the former Sparks coach Fisher.
you know what?
Because there's normally another name that he's
Yeah,
affectionately called.
Ballhead Junior.
Yes.
Ballhead Junior. He became Junior when Senior popped up, and we won't speak of Senior because Senior was piece of work too. But um,
We regress.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I definitely want to see what she can bring because I feel like it was something there, especially her first couple of games in LA. I feel like there was something there. It just never got to where it needed to be because she got injured. So I would love to see her uh bounce back and show people what she can do because she
Makes
actually
sense.
looked really really good those couple of games, like her preseason games in LA, she looked really, really good. So I hope she gets a chance.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And just as always, whenever preseason is brought up, I know this is just going to go unheard, but
Hmm.
please give us a couple preseason games for every team that we can watch on League
Please,
Pass. But we know it's not going to happen. We
please.
know we know our prayers are going unheard, but
Yeah.
just
I
still,
mean, they're hitting
just
the
I
ceiling.
feel obligated to ask. But at least we get the Canadian game, I guess. Like
At
that would be
least.
really cool. But
I'm excited
still,
for that.
me too. Yeah,
Hmm.
but I wish we could be able to see more teams, but it's
Yeah.
okay. Sticking with players that like aren't for sure like what their future is going to hold.
Hmm.
Nadia Jones like was a late
Hmm.
cut for the Atlanta Dream last season,
Yeah.
and she was on the 3-on-3 team for Team USA.
Hmm.
Like I just feel like she has something to prove, and I'm really curious to see what happens with her, what team gives her a shot. Um, if it's going to be Atlanta again, I honestly don't think anybody in the front court should really come to Atlanta with that being more set in stone. Yeah, really quick. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, I'm going off of Athletes Unlimited, but what are we going to do with Mom Premier? Like we qualified her contract, which I was not expecting.
I forgot about that.
Like, are we just planning on having her in training camp? Like, she's just going to be an extra body and then we let her go? Or are we going to let her try out for another team? Like, what's your gut feeling on that?
I feel like they should give her another shot and just trade her to another team, and hopefully it will be space enough for her to like make the team.
And it would be like a minor trade, especially with how
Yeah.
little we traded her. Like, again, what shocked me is like she got a decent amount of playing time on a
Hmm.
Connecticut Sun playoff squad. Like, she like
Hmm.
actually got some minutes, and then with Atlanta,
It just
it just
never
never
curled
happened,
over.
even
Hmm.
with injuries and stuff. Like, and I get it, like Nas was progressing and everything, but
Very
there were
quickly
times
too.
when like Coffee and Billings were out, and we
Hmm.
still didn't insert her in. So I'm very curious to see what direction we go there and everything. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't sense a rivalry on this or anything like when they were on the team. Like I just feel like they're two fun personalities. But I hope Alicia Gray and Isabel Harrison like are playing in a game against each other too soon. Like I don't know.
Yes.
Like I don't like I feel like they got along, but like I
Hmm.
don't know, just the former teammate intrigue and everything. Like I feel like it would be fun to of like I don't even know if they probably wouldn't even be guarding each other, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just getting in my gut that there's going to be some fun smack talk, like some good
Of
hearted and
course.
everything smack talk between those
Hmm.
two. Isabel Harrison now with the Chicago Sky, and obviously we
Yes.
got gold medalish. So
Of
yeah.
course. I really can't wait to see how all these people are gonna look. Like it's gonna be some nice games going on. There's gonna be a
So
lot of trash talking too.
quick trivia question: which
Hmm.
two WNBA teams have three players a piece that are going to be in this game? I'm
Plays a
pretty sure
piece.
you'll be able to name one.
Okay,
Maybe
so
not.
three. Cause I'm thinking, cause I'm trying to think who all's on. Who? Oh dang! Cause I know. Um, is Washington one of them?
They have two: Natasha
Two.
Cloud Westbrook, Vina Westbrook.
Oh yeah. Oh, dang! Cause I'm blanking. I'm blanking.
One of them you
Oh,
should really know.
LA?
Yeah,
I thought so. But I was thinking some.
not signed to official contracts. Two of them, but it's
Yeah.
kind of cheating. Like we talked about Canada and
Yeah.
Lay
Yeah.
earlier, but Lexi Brown.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
I'm
she.
like, I know it gotta be one of my teams.
And then the other one is the Indiana Fever, who are bringing Lexi
Hmm.
Hall, Kelsey Mitchell, and Melissa Smith.
Now that's gonna be, man. I can't wait to see that. Ooh, I
Yeah,
can't
like,
wait
and
to see
they're
that.
all and Lexi, like, I gave her a lot of gripe, like, earlier in the season. Like, she's proving us right that she didn't deserve to be a first rounder, but she turned it around in the second
Hmm.
half of the season. I'm curious to see if she continues on that because, like, that backcourt like competition is going to be
Fierce.
really intense in Indiana. Like
Yeah, because they
I don't
got
know what's going to happen.
Caldwell. They got
They got
Caldwell, and
Christy
they
Wallace
got
that just
Christy
got
Wallace. Exactly.
so
And you got two good gyms back there that's hungry. So I mean, let's hope it's for the best. That
yeah.
that competition is gonna be very high for those wing spots. So
And obviously, we're biased towards Ryan, but I really did
of course,
like Nalissa just speaking up for herself and for a game. I always love players
I'll give you
advocating
that.
for themselves. So, uh,
Because you
I
should.
yeah, you really
Because
should. And she,
why are you in the game if you don't feel like you're the best? I
no
I, I
kidding.
feel her on that. Yeah,
And
I
like
feel her on
with
that.
the team that she was on last season, like again, just putting it nicely, it just didn't go that well. Like she
Hmm.
still showed out, and yeah, I'm excited for year two of her, and I think we're going to see her, compete at a really high level and be one of the
Oh
better
yeah.
players in this. So,
Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, it's so hard. Like obviously we don't have time to go through everyone, but someone
Hmm.
else I'm excited for is Crystal Bradford, who did not get to play
Mm.
the following season after having a really fun campaign with the Dream. Like it was one of the few good stories from that season. Just
Hmm.
a really fun personality. Just another player that just goes at 100 no matter what. And just some shots, I just don't know how she even gets off. Like the form is
Yeah.
wild, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. That there's very few players that can pull off what CB does. So I'm hoping
Hmm.
she has a really solid campaign and gets another training camp spot because yeah, I think she would have been just a really interesting player on that Chicago Sky team last season.
Yeah. I feel
Sadly,
like
didn't
that
get to
could
see it.
have possibly put them over the top, maybe. Cause they were,
Potentially, yeah.
yeah, cause they were pretty close, and they just didn't have that like that. Just something didn't curl over for them last year, and I feel like she could have probably put them over the top. Honestly, that would have been nice to see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. But Connecticut Vegas was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really wanting Chicago Vegas. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Hmm. Now that would have been like that would have been more. Well, I'm not even gonna say it's going to be more competitive, but it would have been more
because
pleasing
there
to
were
watch.
intense games like
Hmm.
in that series too. Like even though like I don't know, like I felt like Vegas would have had it regardless, but like I don't
Yeah.
know, if Chelsea Gray doesn't go off, I feel like Connecticut can win at least another game in that series. But yeah, man. Again, we're going to be talking about that a lot, but just stopping
Hmm.
Vegas and New York, like keeping it close in those games, I'm very curious to see
Hmm.
how they do that. Veronica Burton's going to be really interesting.
Hmm.
Like pretty much like her having the starting job for the Wings. Like at the beginning of the season, there were like 3 point guards. Now, like she is the person. Like Crystal Dangerfield's going to be behind her, but yeah, I'm
Hmm.
curious to see how her game evolves. So yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be like a lot of. It was a couple of second year players, right?
Yeah, yeah, and just people that have, especially like good college careers, like people who are playing solid
Hmm.
overseas and are coming here. So yeah, I don't know. Like I wanted to get to the point that, um, like with overseas players when they're drafted, you can choose for them not to come over right away and still
Hmm.
retain their rights. They're still able to come to training camp. I hope we get in the next CBA contract something similar with AU
Hmm.
where they get to work out throughout the off season. And I honestly want another AU like like another one shortly before the WNBA season, or it would have to be after training camp. So I don't know how that would work because we don't want it happening at the same time as WNBA games. So
Yeah.
maybe like right after the WNBA season it happens, but just
Hmm.
something where it can be like a minor league system that it's just not here right now. And like the NBA obviously has the G League, like just being able to have something similar. And for that to happen, I just don't think like one league in the winter is going to be enough. Like I want something between the the end of training camp and like the next AU season. So I'm curious to see how that evolves. But
Mm.
I think it's a good sign that it's on League Pass. Like I don't know about you,
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic.
Exactly. Me too. I was like, okay. dare I say this is a win for both? This is
Yes.
yeah, that was pretty dope. I was like, okay, I see y'all trying to do something. I don't know what you're doing. Sometimes you gotta smash all the buttons till you get there, but I
Yeah.
feel like yeah, that was pretty dope though. I'm glad they collaborated on it.
And speaking of which, we are going to be streaming quite a bit of those games. Like, it's not going to be every time because we are two working adults, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we are going to be trying to live stream a good amount on our Playback channel, which I have posted in our YouTube bio. I have it on the Atlanta Dreamin
Mhm.
Twitter channel. If you're not following that already, please do.
Yes, please,
Have a
please.
lot of fun content. Some of it I'm not releasing yet, but it is going
Mhm.
to be a channel that is going to have content all the way until the beginning of the season. We're going to do some fun stuff together
Oh
involving
yeah.
some women's hoops and everything. So it's really
Mhm.
fun. Playback's just a fun environment to you can like take screenshots of embarrassing things we say and everything and post and
Because I'm sure I'm gonna say something
oh,
crazy.
I know I am. I'm already embarrassing on the timeline, so yeah.
Me as well, because I'm
So
unhinged.
so there's sometimes like on the TA, but like when you're live, you're just gonna get what you're thinking most of the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes. It's gonna
So
be a great time.
tomorrow will be the first time that we stream. Amber unfortunately isn't able to make that one, but my wife will pick on me the whole time I'm there.
Oh,
So
I hope
that'll
I
be
get to catch
fun.
some of it.
Yeah. There's actually replays on the Playback channel. I'll see if I
Bet
can
I'm
actually
gonna be
enable it, but
watching.
I know they're
Yeah.
saved. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you aren't able to catch it live like Amber, yeah. But starting next week, Wednesday is when the actual AU regular season games occur. There's preseason game, like a scrimmage game going on now, and then one later tonight. But yeah, that obviously doesn't count towards the scoring. And then tomorrow is when the first teams are announced. And let me just go over some of these rules. I don't know if you're a full-on expert on the Athletes Unlimited rules and scoring.
Only a little bit, not like a full on expert.
Yeah, I got the gist. Like I did something with college players. Like I like using a similar scoring system, like who would win and everything. So
Hmm. Okay.
obviously, Alea Boston won, but
Of course, of course.
but yeah, I just want to go through some of the rules. So each week, so obviously right now they just chose four captains, but from now on on Saturdays, it will be the top four leaders that will be the captains. So um, we're gonna have Alicia, we're going to have Naz.
Hmm.
Cool. What,
Absolutely.
are they your picks too, honestly, for being there,
Honestly,
or do you have?
honestly, listen. I know that Alicia is going to tear this up because
Oh,
of that
tear it up.
points.
She's more
Because of the
given.
point system, I know that she's gonna be one in the top four. I know she will be because like I think they put all this stuff together as far as the point system. So yeah, she's a
She's able
stat
to
sheet
fit every
stuffer.
category. Like she can shoot three, she
Exactly.
plays defense, she rebounds. Like
Exactly. She's
good
going to
chance.
be top. Yeah, she's definitely gonna be towards the top.
But a
And
little
I feel like
prediction. I
Nas is gonna be
know,
there too.
I know, I'm not often right on my predictions and everything, but I am
Hmm.
calling Nas knocking down a 3-pointer on Wednesday. Her first game, she's going to knock
I
down a
love it.
three-pointer and have like Atlanta Dreams fans like screaming that, "Oh my
Cause I
gosh,
will
she
be.
got range. We're not playing this season." Because I don't know.
I
Don't have
mean,
reports confirming or anything, but like you could tell like they were trying to expand her range throughout the season. I think it's a
hmm.
given that she's practicing it this season. She already has the inside moves that like she can obviously add to her repertoire, but I thought she was at
Hmm.
WNBA level in some games and rebounding and being able to put up points when we needed her to.
Hmm.
So just if she's able to expand her game, like yeah, I get really really excited because
Man.
she was just so good at Michigan. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm glad we're on the same page that we feel like both of these players can be in the top four. Just who are your other two picks, really quick, on who else is
Ooh.
going to round up the top four?
I feel like Big Lexi, she gonna be in
Okay.
the mix because my girl. that 3-pointer, that 3-pointer, I'm telling you, that jump shot, money every time. And she plays on both ends of the floor, and I feel like she's gonna stuff the stat sheet per usual. Let me see who would be my last pick. I feel like, let me see who else that I can think of. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Jasmine Walker. I
Wow.
feel like she
Okay.
might pop up in there because I just feel like she's going. I don't know. She can shoot. Like you might not have seen a lot of her to know
I
that, but she
didn't.
can shoot.
Okay.
She can shoot. So
So
I feel
very Dream
like,
Sparks friendly top
of
four.
course, of course.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, I
have
could throw
one.
somebody else in there,
I'm
but
gonna
go
have
ahead.
one more like former Dream. I already brought her up, but I think Crystal Bradford is another player that can really excel in
Hmm.
this. Like put up the
Definitely.
right stats. The fourth one, I just think Melissa Smith is going to be too
Oh
good.
yeah.
I don't think there's
Oh
a lot of front court players that can defend her in this group.
nah.
I think she's really going to go off and have her way in this game and just like put an exclamation point. Like her and Alea Boston is just going to be like a really fun combo. Like this is why I'm confident that the Fever, like again, I'm calling for them to make the playoffs as either an 8th or 7th seed. Like I just
Hmm.
think they got
Okay.
the young pieces there, and I think we're going to see Nalissa expand her game even more. So those are my top 4. But going over some of the rules, like uh, just like during the games, even like quarters mean a lot. Like if your
Hmm.
team is winning in a quarter, you get 100, you get 50 points. If
Mm.
the teams are tied after like a quarter, it carries over to the next quarter, and then you get 100 points. Let's say like the first
Mm.
quarter's tied, and then one team wins the second quarter, they would get 100 points instead of 50. And then whoever wins the game gets 150 points.
Mm.
So
See, I like that.
I do too.
Hmm.
It's like
It
this is just like
rewards
this.
winning.
Exactly. And then there's like
Hmm.
an individual aspect that's just like a completely different take, and it's refreshing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 MVPs selected each game. So
Hmm.
MVP 1, Naz or Alicia get 90. The other one that didn't win gets 60. And then MVP number 3 gets 30 points.
Mm. Okay.
And another thing I like is the shooting. Like it rewards you for taking the risks on 3. Like you get 30 points if you make it. You only lose 10 points if you miss it. So
Hmm.
that's why someone like Tiana Hawkins was able to win last time. Like just someone
Yeah.
that depends on that 3 game. And
Hmm.
yeah, if you get hot from beyond the arc,
Baby.
like there's no better way to accumulate points than that. Uh, Yeah, assist 10 points compared to turnovers being minus 10, so equal draw there.
Hmm.
Steals 10 points, blocks 10 points. I would honestly, in my scoring system, I know it doesn't matter, but I would make those 15 points so it adds up a little more like defensively compared to the offense. But
Hmm.
you get 4 points if you get a foul drawn, 4 points if you lost, if you foul. Offensive foul drawn, 8 points. I like the rebounding system too. Defensive rebounds, it's 5 points.
Hmm.
Offensive rebounds, it's 10 points. Because there's a big
Hmm.
like it's
Hmm.
hard like extending to the possession and everything. So that one made complete sense to me.
Hmm.
Uh, Free throws, it should be a 1-for-1. So I agree with that. 10 points if you make it, minus 10 if you miss one. 2-pointers, there's a little forgiveness. 20 points if you make it, 10 points if you miss. So that's like the main scoring right there. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just an interesting take. And I didn't.
Hmm.
Is this similar? I think AU uses the same thing, like the same scoring system. Am I wrong? I thought it came off of AAU. Sorry, that's what I was thinking of. Like, do they use the same scoring
Uh,
system, or is this just unique with AU? I'll have to
see, yeah,
ask
you gonna have to ask
somebody.
somebody else.
Because I thought there was another league that did this scoring
I feel
before
like
this
there
league came out, and I'm
I
pretty
feel
sure it
like
was
there is
AU, but I'm
something
not
like that.
sure.
Yeah,
So
it's probably something else out there like that. But yeah, That is, I really like how they reward winning and taking good shots and making good plays, making hustle plays. Like I like that. So yeah, it's gonna be Alicia probably gonna win this.
I think so too. I think she
She
has a
gonna
really
win
good chance.
this.
There's not a lot of people that can handle like just her defensive prowess. Like she was
Exactly.
just so intense. Like, oh, I told you I watched the opener again, and I'm gonna watch the other Dream Wings games, but their
Hmm.
matchup was just so fun. Like Alicia and Ryan just like go back
Boy.
and forth on each other on having good plays. Like that they're
Hmm.
on the same team. I
Yeah.
like. I told you I had like a moment where I was like, maybe it's gonna be a dogfight if we make it or not. I can't help but have those confidence with those two in the lineup.
Hmm.
Like I don't know.
I
Yeah.
feel that.
So I'm hoping that that confidence increases being able to see her in AU. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
She
and
gonna win
starting
it.
next week, like it's on like in full course, like Wednesday and Thursdays back to back. And then I believe it's Saturday, Sunday after that. So like it's going to be a lot of basketball that we're going to be streaming for Athletes Unlimited, especially games because this is in Atlanta Dream centric channel. If
Hmm.
Alicia and Nas are not in a game, like if they end up on the same team or like they're playing against each other, we're most likely going to do that game and not the other one. No hard
Hmm.
feelings. We like, we like a
Hmm.
good amount of the players in this. It's just,
Yep.
yeah, we're obviously
Yeah.
biased.
Yeah. Very.
Atlanta Dreaming, like
Hello. Hello.
so. But
That's what we're
yeah,
here for.
uh, and one other college game because I want to start doing players that could potentially be like at that sixth pick. But
Hmm.
one thing I was bringing this up to Lynx fans, and they were in between on if they would take the trade or not. But I really think Diamond Miller would be like I thought more about what you said and trading up in the draft.
Hmm.
I just think Diamond Miller would be really interesting
Hmm.
as like the backup wing to Ryan, and then like we would have to hope that a player falls to us at six. Like it wouldn't be a guarantee that there would be a wing that I feel like would be WNBA ready would come to us. Like it would not be a guarantee. Like the next ones that are good are both off of the same team to me. At Tennessee, Rakia Jackson and Jordan
Hmm.
Horston, and I'm a little higher on Jordan Horston.
Yeah.
But I don't like I've seen drafts where they go in the top five and everything, and we would just miss out. So if we want to guarantee we get a backup wing,
Move
maybe
it
make a
on up.
trade. Minnesota, I was thinking, if we didn't mind being an 11 team roster, I'm sorry, 11 player roster, we could trade and get Natalie Achanwa's rights. She's not, I
Hmm.
don't, from what I've heard, she's not going to play,
More than
probably
likely,
not at
she's
all.
not. Yeah, she probably won't.
So she's a pretty big cap hit and
Hmm.
everything. So taking that on and then maybe giving our sixth and eighth picks to them so they can like build up their prospect because they have like a lot of players that are 1 year. Like besides B, like a lot of players are going to be gone off that roster next season. So
Hmm.
might as well build
Hmm.
and get multiple draft picks, have that cap space removed so you can maybe bring on some other players that just missed out on teams and everything, like just be
Hmm.
a younger unit and just give the dream a diamond, you know? So
Yeah. Hey,
so I
I'm
don't
with
know.
that. I like that trade, but do I think Reeve is gonna do it?
No, I really don't.
Cause Cheryl Reeve, I've said this before. Cheryl Reeve is a swindler, and she always makes some crazy trade. You like, how the heck did she
I'm
pull
just not
that
going to
off?
comment on how I feel about her. Again, I gave her a
I feel
compliment
you.
on the adding players to the Timberwolves roster.
Woo.
That was cool. That's the first time I felt like giving her a compliment a bit. Don't like how last season
Listen,
went at the beginning. Other
oh
things,
baby,
but I'm just gonna move on from that because otherwise I'll go on a rant. But another
listen, we
team,
could.
the fourth spot with the Mystics, like maybe we
Hmm.
trade with them again and move up because I
Hmm.
feel like getting Horston or Jackson at fourth, like
Hmm.
there would be a higher chance. So I don't
Yeah,
know
because I
what
would take
Washington would
either.
want.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
So
Because what do they want? And then plus, I mean, T-Bolt as well.
they
He's
both
kind of a
still there.
swindler. Yeah.
So yeah,
And he gave us Ryan. Thank you so much. I'm not even gonna
yeah.
bash T-Bolt because like you gave us
No,
Ryan.
and I still understand where they were coming from. Like I still don't
I
think it was
do
the right
too.
decision, but Shakira Austin is like was
Hmm.
already a figure to that area. Like even though
Yeah.
she went to Ole Miss, like the Maryland fans still loved her for from her time that she was a
Hmm.
Terrapin. Like yeah, she's
Exactly.
just a lovable player. Like it's
Very lovable.
yeah,
And I
I
hate that we
love
missed out on her,
Shakira.
but
Oh yeah, I
Ryan
was
is
scouting
a
her. Like she was. I watched
listen.
more games of her than Ryan because I thought we were going to get the third pick, understandably, because like who would trade
Hmm.
their first pick? So I didn't watch as much as Ryan as Shakira. So yeah, I was a little disappointed that because yeah, but our center hole
But
obviously would have been filled, but
hmm,
Ryan is generational. Shakira's an all star.
generational
So, like, I feel like she's gonna have a Hall of Fame career. Like when I do a
is
lot of stats, like probably too many for my good health, but like there were just so many times when Ryan's name came up with Tamika Catchings, like when I was doing like season stats,
hmm,
like individual game stats. I just feel like she's going to be one of the legends by the time her career is over, and I'm so
definitely.
glad it at least begins in Atlanta. I hope she's one of those players that's like NECA that just doesn't want to leave ever. So
Exactly. Look, we got a lifer, okay?
I'm hoping.
Ryan, don't ever leave us. Please.
Yes, I agree.
Please.
I agree.
We love you. We love you already. Like she did
It's true.
from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. Like when I tell you it went from kinda packed to completely packed by the end of the year
Yeah.
in College Park. Listen, it's she has a home. And
Yeah.
I would love for her to
I would
stay.
agree. Yep.
So yeah. Thanks, T-Bolt. You're a real one. You're a real one for
Yes,
that. Yeah,
I agree.
thanks.
Dang. So, all right, we covered a good amount of Athletes Unlimited. Is there
Hmm.
any other topics around the W that you want to cover before we part? Any gut feelings in your crystal ball that you see are going to happen? I still think
Hmm.
Skylar Diggins Smith is traded before the end of the month. I really think it happens because they still haven't signed DT. They still haven't signed BG. I
Hmm.
feel like they're going to try to make another move because they know Diggins Smith
They
is
trying to
not
do
the future
something.
she wants out. So I
Hmm.
am very curious on that. And yeah,
Mm.
I don't know where it happens, but I just feel like that we got one more off-season twist coming with the
It
Phoenix Mercury
probably
trading out
is.
Skylar Diggins Smith. So
See, your crystal ball is working. Mine is, it's sputtering right now. I'm gonna have to,
you still think that the Dream aren't done, and I think they are. Like I personally do not think we make another move, but I'm
Well,
curious.
yeah, I'm curious too because I just feel like we're gonna move up because Pat over is like he's too quiet right now. I don't trust it. So it's either gonna be some random signing that puts us over the top, or we moving them picks to move up.
And I
It's
have my
happening.
gripes with like us not getting like as much news as other teams and everything as far as
Okay.
announcements and trades. But
Yeah.
one thing that's fun is like just finding out right when it's happening. Like Alicia, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know. Like I know we're closest to like where she grew up and stuff and she has that
Mm-hmm.
restaurant, but does she really want to come to Atlanta? And then it just came. Like there wasn't like
Boom.
any rumors like Pat Overson talk with the Wings right now or like
Mm-hmm.
the candy trade and everything. Like we had no idea that it was going to happen. Like I don't
Very
know. It's
true.
kind of fun. Like I like rumors, but it's kind of fun like just being surprised, like being able to
Mm-hmm.
feel the full emotion and then like instead of things not coming to pass potentially, like we get like, oh my gosh, we're getting Alicia, or we get to
Mm-hmm.
trade up to move Ryan. Like, I didn't even think that was on the table that
Mm-hmm.
would move up. So yeah,
Listen, whatever you got up your sleeves, Mr. Dan Padover. I'm
speak for
ready, kind of. Um, I just feel like you just a little too quiet over there. I don't know what you got going on, but
So you've
whatever
seen him, and
happens.
he seems quieter than usual. Like you're in regular discussions
Well,
with
I'm not
Dan,
even gonna
or
say that. Well, I'm just say a source,
a source, your
a
crystal ball
source,
source.
my crystal ball. You know,
You saw Dan's face, and he's just
hmm
looking.
he
Yeah.
just sitting there
Okay.
like he's twiddling his thumbs. I don't know. I just don't trust it.
Got it. I think that's a good note to end on. This is one of our
Yeah.
shorter episodes. Like we're getting good at being under an hour, which is great. Other times,
hmm
especially when the season goes, we're gonna have a lot to say. But 40 minutes
Oh
is
yeah.
pretty solid and everything. Thanks for everyone
hmm
that tuned in while we were doing this. Again,
Appreciate
join
you.
me and Sess with a name, my wife, tomorrow to go over to AU draft. And then, yeah, next week we're really going to be cooking potentially
hmm
UCLA Stanford on Tuesday, and then Athletes Unlimited games throughout the rest of the week. So if you have any
Absolutely.
suggestions on games you want to see, I want to see a Tennessee game on Playback because there's just two players
hmm
that I think could end up in a dream uniform. So,
hmm
yep,
Definitely
we'll
want to
see
watch
what
him.
happens. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Again, this is the Atlanta Dreamin' Pod. Be sure to follow our YouTube channel, our Twitter channel. We're going to make an Instagram too, even though I don't know what to really do with that platform. I haven't done a lot with it,
We'll
but
figure it out.
we'll
Trust me.
figure it out
We'll figure
together.
it out. We got it.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
See ya.